Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. This is Real Leather Certified Career Coach. Welcome back to my channel. This is our fourth installment for our Introvert series. Today's topics came highly requested after our last video on social skills. Now that we know the framework or how to create a framework of social skills and talking to people we don't know at events, the next question that came was, so how do I build a network? So some of you are pretty eager, so I'm really excited to hear that. The easiest way to build one's brand today is on LinkedIn. I myself am on LinkedIn, and it is a great way to reach out and to support your colleagues and build a network. How do we do that? Well, I'm going to go under the assumption that you already have a LinkedIn profile, and we're going to be talking about how to expand that. If you don't yet have a LinkedIn profile, there are many guides out there on how to create one. So I'm going to leave that up to you. Create a profile. And again, the one thing I want to say is a LinkedIn profile is not a cut and paste of your resume. Take a look at some people who are already doing what you want to do or are in your current industry. Look at their profiles and see if you can kind of create a similar framework. And then that way you are presenting yourself very similarly to others already doing what you're doing. Okay, so how do we build a network on LinkedIn and how do we build our brand? I love LinkedIn for that tool because you can actually create your brand as a subject matter expert, or at least somebody that knows something about a particular subject on LinkedIn by sharing what you learn as a professional in your field. As well as for myself, I read often about best practices, things that are trending, news, current events, how new political administration policies are affecting my industry. And when I find an article that I think is helpful to me, I will share it. And that only takes a couple of clicks on LinkedIn. And if you do that often enough, you will show up in your network's feed enough times that you become a subject matter expert in that area in their eyes. Let me give you an example. Years ago, I had a client who was a physician, and she wanted to move away from patient-facing roles, and she wanted to expand into more administrative roles. So I suggested to her that rather than posting articles about diseases and how to treat patients, is that she start posting, sharing articles on compliance, administration, maybe on HIPAA, maybe new administrative policies. And that way she can start training her network to recognize her as an expert more in healthcare administration than patient facing. And after a few months, she actually started receiving offers for administrative positions, and she felt more comfortable applying for jobs in those areas. I'm saying the same thing to you. Start sharing articles where your expert matter in those areas. And then also be active on LinkedIn. So that's one way for you to build your brand. The next thing you want to do is be active. Be engaged on LinkedIn. And what I mean by that is if you read an article by a colleague or maybe somebody not yet in your network, like it, share it, and then that way you start becoming familiar to these people, right? And what I tell students is if you are trying to, if there's a company that you want to eventually work for, follow them on social media, especially LinkedIn. And if you can, follow the recruiters who recruit for your geographic area. That way, whatever posting they have for a new job opening, whether or not it's a fit for you, you're able to see it and share it with your own network. And eventually they'll see your photo and start becoming familiar to these people. Now, I challenge you to do this for the next 90 days to see if you can create your network. Again, get on LinkedIn, create a profile, make sure it's a professional profile. You don't necessarily have to have a professionally taken photograph, but it should show you how you would appear in a work setting. Okay? And connect with people, follow people who are in the areas of the industry that you want to move into or that you want to become known for. Read Continue reading for your continued education to learn about your industry and what's trending and new innovations, and share them. A lot of articles today have buttons where you can share them on LinkedIn almost automatically. So for the next 90 days, I encourage you, I challenge you to create and increase your visibility on LinkedIn and connect with other people. I hope this is helpful to you. I'll see you in the next one.